Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Bird, Nick, and we're going to have a fucking good time today because we have Mr. Fahking Good Coffee and now Mr. Fahking Good Cigar, Nick Gervais. How you doing, Nick?
Doing great, man. I'm excited to be back. Doing my little DJ noises for you.
DJ.
Trying to get you some ratings here. Let's get some downloads.
We got some downloads. So yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm
today,
excited. I'm excited. Let's go. Let's go.
Smoke the Fahking Good Cigar.
Let's fucking light it up.
Let's fucking do it. So
who's the cut brought by? Let's go. I haven't been on here a long time, but I know.
Jump right into this shit. We'll talk about the makeup of the cigar here in a minute, but you know what? Fuck it. I want to cut it. So
and then maybe we'll do some makeup.
What?
I don't know. Those are good. Those get views, man. Makeup tutorials, right? We can do that. Just kidding. Go. Hurry up. Let's smoke.
The fucking unboxing of toys where the little kids unbox the toys.
Oh, don't think I haven't thought of that for my kid. Don't think I haven't thought of that. He wants to be a YouTuber like crazy.
You already whore out your dog. You might as well just
a little bit, yeah. But you might as well go the full family. Keep everybody in there.
It's the
dig up my grandparents. Oh no, that's good. All right,
God.
All right, let's
cut
go.
The cigar. And the official cutting is brought to you by Dan the Man Ponder over there at Riverman Cigar Company. And guys, he's got in a whole bunch of great cigars. He was just highlighting his wall of Espinosa on his social media here recently. So, you know, if you're in the St. Louis area and you want to check out a really well-stocked humidor, swing on by Riverman Cigar Company. And if you're not in the St. Louis area, he does mail orders, so you can give him a call. He'll walk you around the humidor over the phone. He'll put together a nice little care package for you, get that shipped off to you right away. And then you can be enjoying your cigars and know that you supported a brick and mortar shop. That's Riverman Cigar Company of Crestwood, Missouri. And it's now time to go ahead and cut the cigar. Okie dokie. So, all right, Nick, it's the Fahking Good Cigar. We talked about it. But what are we smoking here? Tell me what we're smoking.
Okay. So let's start with the cut real quick.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I have cut this obviously multiple ways: straight, V, and cross cut, or whatever you guys want, crown cut, whatever people call it. I think still the straight is the best one.
Okay.
Now it will give you the best experience, I think, overall, but I highly recommend when you guys buy bundles tomorrow or today. Today,
today. I was gonna say,
Junior.
We're recording one day, but tomorrow.
Right. Forgot about this. This show isn't live.
This show is not live.
But I recommend smoking in different ways and figuring out which one you like best. But I think you get the best overall experience from a straight cut. So I'm going straight cut with that today. Okay. And what we are smoking is a cigar that is from our friends over at United Cigars with Oliver Nouveau, excuse me, and his crew got together. And this cigar was blended and rolled in Jose Dominguez's factory in the Dominican.
Jose Dominguez.
So we have a wrapper that is a beautiful Ecuadorian Habano, nice and smooth.
The filling of a donut.
This is no donut. It's got a few veins on it, but it's not pronounced. It's not sticking out. They're actually pretty. It's nice. It kind of adds a little bit of character.
Yeah, they're not varicose.
They're not varicose at all. No. Feels fine. The binder is actually a Dominican Cuban seed binder with fillers of Dominican, Nicaraguan, and Pennsylvanian. So this thing has a nice, diverse mix of tobaccos in there, and that's one of the things I really liked about this cigar. And it works too. The way it blends together is pretty crazy. So
there's an interesting salty sweetness to the cold draw.
It has an up and down, right? So I get, when I do it with I get both on the straight cut, and then when I did the V cut, I was only getting a little bit more salty on the V cut, which was different. It was interesting. So that's why I say try them. When you get a multiple, try them.
The pH is off if you're just getting a salty V.
Oh, is it? Oh, Jesus. This show's blue.
Anyway,
This show
you know
is
what?
blue.
Every once in a while, I got to remind people, you know.
No, but I definitely get a combination of both on this in a good way. I like that sweet salty snack.
Yeah, no, it's
Like
nice.
like those mixes you get with the raisins and the. I'm a big Cheez-It fan. I love Cheez-Its.
Okay.
So like Cheez-Its with like roasted salted peanuts and like M&Ms, stuff like that you get all in the mix to kind of get that chocolate sweetness. I love ice cream, and apparently this is a food podcast because now I'm trying to fill time while you're lighting up talking about food.
Fuck, man, the sunlight was catching the flame, and I totally like jacked that up slightly, but that's okay. That's okay.
Is it windy there?
Not so bad today. So we've had some really wicked storms roll through here. I mean, yesterday I was like watching the skies the whole time I'm doing my deliveries because man, they're talking, tornadoes, and I know our friends in like Hillsboro, Missouri, and Festus and southern little south of the St. Louis region here. They were getting like baseball size hail and tornadoes and all kinds of shit. So hopefully any listeners that were in the line of those storms, made it through okay. But I just drove through heavy rain. But that also meant that I couldn't really smoke in the car yesterday while doing my deliveries because it was raining so damn much that I didn't want the window cracked, So kind of sucked.
Tough life you have, brother.
I know. Like, I can't smoke in the car today because it's raining.
It's raining. Anyway. You know what? That'd be a nice invention, like a rain guard that comes in. I bet they have them. That comes out your window.
I'm sure they do. That would be nice. Would be nice. Anyway,
you can make a fortune.
So initial draw off of this thing, super clear draw. Like it's very, very like it's not too it's not restrictive. It's not too loose. I mean, it's a nice good draw. Even with the wind kind of initially giving me a funky burn, it is caught up, and I've got a nice good burn line going here on the Fahking Good Cigar. And initial flavor,
We'll let that pause for the audio. Stop making those noises.
Retrohale was very smooth.
You didn't do anything.
No, I know. That's my thing. Yeah. Off the light, the retrohale is really smooth.
But as you know, because you've already smoked this, as soon as it gets to the final third, it's going to pick up a bit.
You're going to have a fun time laughing at me at that point. But no, for right now, dude, I'm digging it so far. It's got that nice. Little I don't know.
It's not a kick, literally, and it's not a kick.
It's a nice. It's more than a mild, but not quite. At least early on, it starts off as a nice medium light. I would say it's a nice light medium to start with. I do know it picks up, but I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. Yeah. So
I've categorized this as basically like a straight, right down the middle medium, because I smoked a ton of them before deciding on it, and that's kind of what I got.
What's the process of like working with a guy like Oliver to come up with a cigar that's yours?
These guys, so Dave Garofalo, obviously at Cigar Authority, he's kind of the one that spearheaded this from the beginning. So I owe Dave a lot. Many thanks to him. I've thanked him a bunch of times already for kind of just getting this ball rolling. And at first, when I was on that show, and he had talked about it, how about a fucking good cigar? I said, hey, when are you going to make one? Jokingly. And that afternoon after the show, we sat down and we were having a conversation. And we just started spitballing ideas for it. And then it came to fruition. And literally Monday, I think, or Tuesday, after I got back home, got an email with all the information on how we can get it done, costs, what he had in mind, etc. Because he was like, what kind do you want? Do you want something strong? Do you want something super light? And of course, trying to sit on the fence here, without getting hurt in the crotch, you want to go right down the middle, right? So you want to be as middle as possible, but you want to be unique too. You want something that you don't want to say like it's been done, but because like a lot of things have been done, right? And it all depends on where that tobacco's from. So, so talk to Dave. He set the kind of table, and from there it was just like, okay, let's get some samples, right? And Oliver was going down to Dominican, and he picked up a bunch of samples, talked to him. He smoked them down there. So he picked up samples. We tried a few things out, and then landed on this one. I probably smoked a good 10 to 12 of these before deciding. These are the ones I just kept going back to. So, worked out great. Like you just said, the draw on it. There's one thing, because we all know cigars are subjective, right? It goes by the person. Like you may like this one, I may not, etc. So with that being said, the one thing I wanted to key in on was performance. And this cigar performs consistently. It performs on the great draw. It's just like you said, it's not tight and it's not loose. It's just a great draw. It's got a great burn, great holding ash. It just does everything that you want in a cigar. It holds its light. Everything that you want in the performance factor of a cigar, we got it. And I figured that out, smoking them over and over at the beginning. And that was one thing that really, really stood out to me, other than the fact that I really, really liked it. And I thought it was a good cigar for everybody. I almost feel like this is, you don't want to because you're buying it and it's a good cigar. It's a limited edition, but this is the type of cigar that you could give your friend that doesn't smoke much. I feel like this won't kick their ass as much as something else that's in your humidor. This is not a bad entry stick. It's a little bit heavier, I think, strength wise than what you would hope an entry stick is for a newbie.
It would be a good second step. I think it'd be a great second step.
It's right there.
You give somebody that's a brand new person, if you want to start them with something that's a little easier, but this is definitely a nice transition to get them into that Habano sun-grown kind of mid-range, medium-bodied cigar.
Yep. Yeah. So basically from there, now you got to look at artwork and orders and doing your band and getting all that stuff ready, the particulars. So, I worked on the artwork for a bit while I was constantly tweaking things. I had this band that, I probably had 4 different bands at the end of the day that I was looking at doing, and ultimately came down to this final one that had just the plain red background. I didn't want anything odd. I thought it would look cool with the crown wrapping around the sides of the cigar.
Yeah, you need something on the side.
Yeah, but I mean, with that, I didn't want the dots and the lines. I started toying with those, but those can get off, and it looks kind of stupid, and it almost looked like a cheap knockoff, Cohiba knockoff, if they're all unaligned. So went with that. Finally decided on this band, and I was talking to Oliver about sizing of it, where to place it, etc. And then finally that was done, and production started, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, sometime in January. So, so we had a limited run at the Jose Dominguez factory, and they arrived recently. All the packaging has arrived. They are ready to go, and I got one right here. I don't know if you can see it.
I love the fact that it's in the coffee bag.
So it's designed to, because obviously Fahking Good Coffee. So it's a bundle of 12 inside the a coffee bag. It's the same coffee bags that you get the coffee in as well. So
nice.
Came up with that, and inside there will be a little card like this that has all the information on the cigar, the makeup of the cigar. So so that's kind of where we're at. And then finally the cigars came in a few weeks ago, and then it was, let's make sure it fits correctly in the bag. Let's get the label done.
I mean, that would have sucked if it wouldn't have fit in the bag.
Well, we did measure previously, but then finding the right deals on the bags was part of the pain in the ass, to be honest. Excuse me. And then so what happens throughout the process is I'm tinkering with labels, not the cigar label that was done, but the label on the bag. I mean, I had this thing with all the information on it. And I looked at it, I'm like, this is stupid. Like I just wanted something clean, neat, and cool and interesting, like a cool packaging,
Yeah.
And to be honest, that day that Dave and I sat down to talk about this, I brought it up to him and his eyes lit up. So, you know how he is with this kind of stuff.
He
He
loves
loves
the
this.
gimmicks. Yeah, I was
So yeah, so he was into it, and then he was actually the one that was like, okay, here's the measurements of what we could do for a bundle, and here it was great. He took care of it. He's like, here's your bag, because he had some coffee, so he measured the coffee bag, and it was like, okay, we could fit a bundle of cigars in this. So, yeah, at the end of the day, we got a beautiful 6x60 Fahking Good cigar. And
no, this is not a 6x60.
No, so I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. 6x50. Whoo-wee.
Okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, dude.
No. I
this is not
yeah.
a
So
6x60.
yeah, and I love it. The Toro size, it's a good smoke. It's probably about an hour and 20, depending on what you're doing or how fast you're smoking.
Yeah.
I honestly, Nick, I couldn't be happier with how my first cigar has come out all around. I mean, I can't thank Dave and Oliver enough, and for making this process a lot easier for a newbie. I can't imagine right now what it would be like to do it for the masses, because this is just going to be a limited run. There was only 100 bundles done, so it's a limited run. Once it's gone, it's gone. I'm hoping to make this an annual thing. So next year, the Fahking Good cigar will be a different blend. So that way, there every year, there's a limit of 2 bundles per person. So you buy one to smoke, maybe keep one. Who knows? This might be a keepsake someday. Maybe it's worth $5,000 tomorrow. I don't know.
My God.
But if I see these on eBay, I'm going to go crazy. But yeah, so it's been an awesome process to see. I really would like to get deeper into it next time, and it is definitely opened the floodgates that were already being blocked up of all the ideas I've had previously that could open it up for future cigar endeavors. So I'm hoping that this is the first of many to put out. And again, you and I had talked about it too on the side, was, I didn't want to just buy shit that was left off in the corner and put a band on it, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to go through a process. And what was great about this was got the samples, figured it out. Okay, that's the blend. Then it was rolled and blended. So it wasn't a let's pick up these leftover.
Yeah, it wasn't just a random
sticks,
random project sitting in a corner.
And you won't see some stupid, you know what I mean. You won't see the labels that are inappropriate for these sort of products. So we'll just leave it at that. Everyone knows what I'm saying. But yeah, so I'm hoping that in the future this comes up with more. I'm really hoping to do an MMC line. I mean, I don't want to, talk out of school, but it got me excited. I mean, this was very, very exciting to work through.
I'm sure.
It's a long time coming. Like Dave said on your show the other day, it's been a long process. I think I was on the show. We first talked about it. I want to say, I wasn't, maybe October of last year, November of last year.
It was
right
later
around that time. It was after, because I was out there for the expo, and then I had made my way back up there. So I want to say it was October. And so here we are in May, 7 months later, 8 months later. So it's a long project. And I think now that I know some of the hurdles and some of the steps, hopefully the next project that comes around is a little bit shorter. So it's not for everybody. This isn't for everybody to go through that process, for sure, because it's a pain in the butt. You got to put this out. I mean, coming up with the idea of the packaging, coming up with the labels, coming up with the bands, coming up with pricing, coming up with the blend and the cigar. And it's just,
you can do it, but it looks like a cheap ass piece of crap product. I mean, if you actually put the time and effort in, that's when you get a good looking product. But like you can find a turd cigar and you can slap a cheap band that you print off on your computer or your printer inside the house, and whatever. But if you want it to actually be a nice looking product, you're right. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, looking at like those guys putting out, like Dave putting out those cigars all the time. Those are, when you look at it, those are 6 months in advance.
See, and you didn't even spend $30,000 on bands like he did.
Not this time around. I was talking too much. My cigar went out. It very rarely goes out. It holds, but I was yelling. But yeah, no, I didn't spend $30,000 on bands, thankfully. No, like I said, when I say that Dave and Oliver took care of me, they took care of me. And I couldn't be more appreciative. It's just people like that will, kind of walk you through, hold your hand through the process, make sure you're getting the best of the best, like make sure everything is working out properly, and knowing that you're so green compared to them in this process. They're amazing. And I think we all know that already about Dave and what he gives back to the industry, and he just wants to see it grow, and
that's awesome.
Hopefully this will help. So yeah, so I'm excited. I'm fucking pumped, and they come out Friday today. The release date is today.
I was going to say the day of this episode is the release date. So
10 a.m. on mymonthlycigars.com.
I was just about to say people need to go to mymonthlycigars.com and order some Fahking Good Cigars.
Yep.
And then
let me tell you this little tidbit, little breaking news.
Oh boy.
Okay. Originally, it was only going to be bundles of 12.
Okay.
There are going to be bundles of 12, but I'm also going to do a 4-packs. But they're going to be limited. Okay. So MSRP on the cigar is $7.99 per cigar. So when you get the bundle is $79.99. It's basically you get a bundle of 12. So it's like buying 12 for the price of 10. You're getting 2 cigars for free, and you're getting the cool packaging. And then the bundle of 4 is going to be $29.99, which comes out to basically like $7.50 a cigar.
Okay.
So great price range as well. Even at the MSRP, under $10 for this cigar. I have smoked a ton. I would smoke it all the time. I would buy it in a shop too.
Great cigar for that price. So
that was another key thing. I didn't want a $15 cigar to start.
No, for sure. It's that these days that's important. Well, that's cool. I'm excited about it. And pre-sales, I know you did some pre-sales.
I kept a whole bunch of. I wanted to give the Fahking Good Cigar insiders, the people who were, kind of the true, let's get after it. They were excited, and I can't thank them enough either. They came out immediately. That thing went live. Had a couple issues with the site, of course. Fixed that, and right away after that, they were like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then boom, 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 and got rid of that the stock. That I wanted to for the pre-sale, and now there's less than 100 bundles left for today, starting at 10 a.m. So depending on what time you listen to this, who knows? I'm not going to say they're all going to be gone, but hopes and dreams. Bust
your fucking ass,
Get out there. Just set an alarm. You're listening to this on the ride to work. Just set an alarm or a reminder on your phone. 10 a.m.
Just do it. Pull over. Just pull over and just do it right there on the side. Of Why not?
And let people know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And take a picture of you pulling over and ordering it.
Let us know, damn it.
Let the world know.
God. I'm digging it. Now obviously you've been talking more than I have, and so I'm a little further ahead on the cigar. I've gotten probably about through the first third. And
I'm not even close to that. I've been talking so much.
Yeah, it's your cigar. You should be talking about it. But the retrohale and has added a very slight pepper component to it. It was not when I first did it right off the lighting on the foot. I didn't really have that. It was very smooth and clear. And what's funny is as I've been doing it, if you go back and review the tape, you will see I have retrohaled a number of different times, and the pepper you can, like, if you do that, you can actually feel it increase as the cigar goes along. So it's interesting.
Very proud of you. Very happy I could give you a cigar to retrohale.
just wait. We'll get to the end, and
the end is going to be funny. Maybe we'll piece together video clips of
all the different
the beginning and then the end. Murder, muck duck.
Anyway, so yeah, it dude, it's a great cigar. I have smoked one. I'm thankful I have this one, and then I have another one still to do after this. But yeah, it's a great cigar, and you should be proud of it. Hopefully, everybody goes out and buys the hell out of it.
And if not, we'll come to your house and we'll make you buy it.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck you. Fuck you. No, no, I'm hoping people come out, and if anything, if the pre-sale is indicative of anything, it's going to be a happy fucking weekend for me. And again, I just wanted to put out a good product. I wanted something good for people. I didn't want to just send out a gimmick. Oh, it's a fucking good cigar, and he's just using the name. No, it's actually a fucking good cigar. And it's not coffee flavored at all.
Yes, no, I will say I don't get any coffee flavor off this cigar to where it's like that's the Thai or something like that, or it's infused or anything like that. This is not one that I'm sitting here going like, oh yeah, it's got a coffee component to it.
Yeah, none whatsoever. And it wasn't meant to be. I don't want to do an infused cigar. So it's a legit long filler premium tobaccos in it. So this isn't some Mickey Mouse job. So yeah, I am happy with it. And again, I know I've said it enough, but I think Dave and excuse me, and them for getting things going with this, and I thank you for promoting it. Like, you've been pushing it, and I've been appreciative of that, and everybody else who's shared stuff.
I got free cigars out of the deal. I'm okay.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, nice gig you got going.
Yeah, I mean, it's something. So it's been a minute since you've been on the show. What else have you been up to?
This.
Oh, well, fuck. I was trying to pivot and get more conversation. But
no, you're not going to pivot on me. No way. No, honestly, thinking about it, I've been so busy, yet I don't, looking back now that I think about it, it's like, busy with what? See, I'm all over the place. Like, now it's sports season again. I got my son is doing three sports at once right now. And then we've got camps coming up, and, thank God I know it interests me when you talk to Pinky about that stuff. Cause they only have the one boy, right?
They only have the one kid. Yeah.
And I know what they're doing.
And he's in eighth grade going into high school.
I look at all these kids, these parents with multiple kids, and I don't in sports, and I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they don't just lose their minds, come home and ram their head under the garage door for like a half an hour to just.
Well, I think from what I have gathered from parents that do have multiple kids doing this stuff, what it boils down to is one parent takes one kid and the other parent takes the other kid. And, those kids just have to recognize and acknowledge that Dad's not going to be at my game because he's over at his game, and Mom's not going to be at my game because he's over at her game. That kind of thing.
I guess when I say how do they, I want to know how they do it, or when I say I don't know how they do it, I don't mean physically. Of course, obviously, you make the plans out like that. I mean mentally. How do you deal with that? It's so you don't want to miss your kids' stuff, right? Like, regardless of which one. But I know listen, parents with multiple kids will tell you,
and maybe they swap back and forth. I don't know.
Sure.
But
but that's kind of what's going on. And then
I would also think financially that's a huge hit. Cause I mean, dude, you've got a kid in three sports. Now, granted, your son is right around the same age as mine. So we're not talking like, like more advanced sports now.
He'll be 9 this month.
Cost does start to come into play with these things.
He's not doing. I'm on his age level. This is a whole nother show topic for another day or another podcast. But the travel sports thing, I got a big sour taste in my mouth for it last year. I agree with it for a certain age level and a certain type of kid. For all the travel parents out there, don't force your kid into it under 10 years old. It's not anything else but a money grab right now for those facilities. The facilities are nice. The ones I worked with were great. I got no problems with that. I just understand that it's a money grab all around. But here's the thing. Unless your kid comes up and says, Dad, Mom, I'm at practice. They're at their rec ball. They're like, I'm at practice, and the coach isn't doing anything. or your kid is way beyond your vision of good and he's obviously way better than other kids, then you want to get into the better competition. I don't think anything under 10 to 12, that's kind of the cusp, should be in any travel sports. Just get them in local stuff and let them have fun. Let them play with their friends. They're still learning the game.
Yeah.
It's just, I've seen it in this summer. I've already seen my kid playing with his friends. So he's in flag football. He's got baseball and he's got, then he had basketball. Now he's got that and golf. So it's like, but he's playing with all his friends.
Yeah.
And they're playing in okay competition. It's still rec stuff, but they're learning.
But they're having a good time.
He doesn't know that they still don't know if they're winning or losing, or if they lose, they don't give a shit, and that's all that matters right now. I want them to want to win, but let them learn how the flow goes, what you got to do, what this game requires you to do, what's going to happen and set you up. It's just practice right now. But so that's my thoughts on travel ball.
Yeah, I kind of think travel ball turns into a big money grab the older the kid gets too, because it's one of those like, my kid's going to be in travel ball and he's going to be in the MLB.
Yeah.
And it's like, really?
Sorry, but about 1% of all those kids ever make it.
It's like, is your kid going to be in the MLB? Probably not. But you're going to spend a fuck ton of money traveling and going all over the place to watch your kid compete and then not getting the MLB.
Yeah,
but anyway,
$80,000 later over the next 5 years. Good for you.
Good God.
What's your kid doing now? He's a coach at a high school. Like he's not in the pros. He would have had just as much fun playing high school ball. And look, maybe he did enjoy the travel aspect, but a lot of people don't belong.
Well, but dude, does that 80,000 over 5 years that you just mentioned, does that
I'm exaggerating. That's a lot.
I'm just saying, does that, are you including hotel and travel costs?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's like fucking you got parents that are going halfway across the country to compete in this shit sometimes, and it's just
makes no sense. That's why I say the older kids though get the notoriety. There are scouts at these things. There is some sort of purpose to be there. But when you're 8 years old to 10 years old, there's no scouts going to Kentucky and Virginia when we're coming from Northeast Ohio. When I coached last year, we didn't go any further than an hour away.
Yeah.
We had an awesome tournament, great setup, great facility. And that was it. You know what? Those kids, they'll never remember it.
I'll also say this. As somebody who has stayed in hotels when travel teams are coming into town, the kids, I don't really blame the kids because the kids are just being kids. The kids will be, making noise, running in the halls, that kind of thing.
Yep.
I don't blame the kids because they're being kids.
Being bananas at the pool.
I have a problem with the fucking parents that are all sitting out on the patio, fucking sitting and getting drunker than shit together and having a good old time while their kids are running around crazy in the hotel. It's like, by God, you guys need to go control your damn kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, it's money grab. It's a huge. I shouldn't say money grab more than a business. It is a big business.
It is a business. That's for damn sure.
And they do well, and good for them. They should. I mean, look, you take advantage of sometimes people are willing to spend money. Take their money.
I was saying, why not?
Don't say no.
Yeah, I'm too good to take your money. Yeah,
that's why I talk to people about not to go into all the political stuff, but the student loan things is like, I can't believe you took that loan. Like, what is it? What are they going to do? Like, they get a notification that says my student loan is forgiven of $100,000. Do you think that person's going to go, you know what? I'm going to pay it. I want to pay that $100,000.
Yeah,
they're not going to do that. You wouldn't either. So shut up.
No, exactly.
Yep. All right. That's I know. Off the soapbox.
All right. Well, why don't we do this now? It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by Villiger. Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. Just did another retro here on that pepper. It's definitely increasing. I'm about halfway through the cigar. And
nice.
it's definitely there. So
God,
anyway, so you always have a lot to discuss in terms of what you've been watching. So
when's the last time I was on?
Fuck, dude, I don't know. It's been a minute.
Been a while. Like,
it's been a minute.
I feel like it's been 2 months at least.
Well,
no, more than that.
Well, you know what? Here, I could probably tell
remember.
You. Let me just for shiggles here. Let me
just look for the last time you had any downloads.
Oh, dick.
No, I can't beat the Mr. J and Dave episodes and Ed. Jeez.
Yeah, no.
Ed's a great guest, by the way.
The last time you were on, we previewed TPE on February 2nd.
Wow. So
Friday, February
3 months.
Yes.
3 months. 3 great months for the listeners.
Taking your
not hearing my voice.
Damn time coming back. So yes.
It's fun. I needed something to talk about,
Anyway. So
but yeah, I'm always get something, right? Like I always get something to add to the entertainment segment.
You always have something. So
but I told you I got a list.
Okay.
I started making a list because I'm like, shit, you know what?
I gotta
go through it. And I got like 12 things that I've watched over the course of the last 3 months that were somewhat interesting. I could do some honorable mentions and then we can dive into the real stuff, I guess. So
go with
stuff like
however you want to do it.
A lot of times in the background, like I'll like I rewatched oh god, what was it? Oh, like rewatch Sopranos in the background. So I recently did a full rewatch of Seinfeld. I finished Curb the last season. That was great. Okay. On Ed's after Ed's show, he said he saw Dave Attell's special.
I think so.
Hot Cross Buns. I saw that. I liked it. I rewatched OJ Made in America after OJ died.
Okay.
I'm just saying. And so did you see the SNL clip, the Beavis and Butthead stuff?
Yes.
That
was some of the funniest shit they have done, like on SNL. It was great in a long damn time. And you're right.
Without that chick breaking, it was amazing.
That would have been. You're right. That would be a really good, like if they were going to do a live action Beavis and Butthead.
Mm-hmm.
That's as close as you're going to get.
Gosling would just have to shave his beard.
Yeah.
And put like kind of acne on and more acne on Butthead. But I never envisioned 2 real people looking as like them. That. Yeah. And I was a huge fan of the show. Like I watched it religiously and I would tape it and VHS and watch all the time.
Have you seen the newer ones?
I did watch the newer ones when they first came out, but I'm probably like half a season short.
Yeah,
they were good. It was nice to have it back.
I would say it's not bad.
Right.
I liked the movie that they did on Paramount too, where they like went into the time stream and like there's the like alien or the super intelligent versions of that shit. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I like it. Yeah. It's ridiculous. I dig it.
Well, we're not out of that world of remake yet. Everything's still a remake. There's no, unfortunately, and sometimes fortunately, because of stuff like that, you get to see some things you want to see again. But unfortunately, there's some really uncreative people out there that just can't figure out new stuff.
For damn sure. So,
but it also ties in. People don't have the attention span for something new. They know coming in the old stuff, and plus it's a nostalgic feeling. It's just, but sometimes it drives me crazy. Like I can't do it.
Well, but see, here's the thing about that. Nostalgic is going to get you so far, but I think it's going to bite Hollywood in the ass at some point because right now they're playing up to nostalgia for people like you and me.
Mm-hmm.
But what are they creating for the new kids that are going to be 40 and 50 years old at some point looking for nostalgia? And then what's their nostalgia? The shit that you and I liked? Are they just recycling all that stuff again? I don't know.
They'll remake movies that, fit for kids back in the day and that they think will be fit for them. I don't know, to be honest. It's just, they'll figure out something.
We'll get a grim and gritty version of Paw Patrol. Fucking
a bunch of pit bulls chewing up people.
Yeah, the fireman dog is gonna get rabies and they're gonna have to put him down and it's gonna be all depressing and shit. They're gonna do some like adult version of Paw Patrol.
Speaking of realistic stuff of like cartoons, have you seen that AI Simpsons from the 50s?
Yeah, dude, I've seen a couple of these different AI
That was
things where they
cool.
take it from the 50s. And like they
Yeah.
did one of South
And they made
Park,
it
which
real.
was really pretty
Oh, I
funny.
didn't see that one. I gotta
Yeah,
see
that
that
one
one.
was pretty funny too.
Yeah, but the Simpson one was good. It was like I bought it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I know.
okay, all
I
right. And that's
know.
probably where we're going, to see like
Uh,
taking cartoons to be into it's not gonna be real people. It's gonna be the AI generated stuff,
yeah.
you know. Um, but yeah, oh, I lost my phone. What else we got? So I watched that OJ Made in
How's it?
America
So
again. That
okay,
was
so you
good.
watch
I
OJ.
love that. I was
Okay.
always enamored with the OJ case.
Yeah.
I got my driver's license the day OJ was acquitted. And I
Okay.
have kind of a funny story. I don't think I told you this. I get in the car with my dad for the test,
Yeah.
and this trooper comes in, and so she just it was just a black lady trooper comes in. She goes, "All right, what do you guys think? Guilty or innocent?" And my dad and I looked at each other like, the driving test? She goes,
Yeah.
no, OJ. I go, oh, innocent, innocent, like 100% innocent.
You're
I'm
playing to
about
the
to get my,
audience.
I'm about to get my driver's license. I've been waiting 15 years for this. Once I knew what a car was, I'm not fucking this up right now.
I'm not gonna get into the race war now.
Look out. So yeah,
Oh God.
that's funny. Happy ending. I didn't get a happy ending. I got my driver's license.
Okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, whoa, this story took a
Yeah,
turn.
but that the OJ case, what's insane about it is the timing
Yeah.
when it happened. If that didn't happen at that time, it'd be another celebrity in court, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that it was in a court system in a state that allowed cameras in there, because there are states that don't allow
Uh-huh.
it.
Uh-huh.
So there was that luck factor. It was the luck factor that it was OJ, like the biggest celebrity out there, like the nicest, friendliest guy.
It
Um,
also came into play too. I think that it was relatively early in the 24-hour news cycle. You had
mhm.
CNN that was still like getting their feet underneath them, and and court TV really cut its teeth on this thing too, I believe. And it's
Yep.
one of those things. You had these cable channels that were just desperate for content,
Mhm.
and fuck, man, you got the trial all day long, and then all night long you got
Talk
pundits
about it.
sitting back talking about it. So it was like it was
Mhm.
perfect for them.
Yep. And I mean,
Yeah.
timing wise too, it happened right after, like, I think it was right after the LA riots, right? And then,
Mm-hmm.
or it was after, I know it was after Rodney King.
It was definitely after Rodney King because that was part of the deal. Is that
Right.
they said that one of the jurors or something like that had said that this was
Payback.
payback for Rodney King. Yeah,
They all were convinced that he was guilty.
yeah,
And then Darden, the prosecutor that decided to make him put the glove on, was
yeah.
the dumbest move in the history of court. And that guy's still an attorney.
Is
I
he
think,
really?
yeah. But he was crushed by it. I kind of feel bad from a human aspect. I know we like watch it on TV.
Yeah,
That's Think about your biggest mistake ever being that huge in front of that big of an audience. I feel bad for
yeah,
the guy because of it.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, so that was interesting, and to see all that stuff, and then after OJ, his life afterwards was pretty interesting.
yeah.
Um,
That's
you
one.
know,
Yeah.
so
Well, he was on the search for the real killer.
yeah, I don't know if you ever found him, but hey,
He can
whatever.
rest easy. I think the real killer's dead now. So
Probably,
anyway,
yeah, you
yeah,
might be right.
yeah.
What else did I watch? I
Anyway.
watched Sly, the Stallone doc on
Oh, okay.
Netflix.
I haven't watched that yet.
It was
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Let's see what else I got here. Okay, so going back real quick, speaking of court TV, if you want a case to follow right now that is ridiculous, like it's so intriguing. It's not ridiculous. It's like real, like it's murder case, but um, it's the Karen Reed case in Canton, Massachusetts.
I don't know that one.
Karen Reed is accused of running over her boyfriend, who's a cop, and leaving him out to die in the middle of a snowstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the case is that she was set up. She never hit him, never ran him over, and that the guy was beat up inside the house because it was an after party after the bars, beat
Okay.
up by other Canton cops that didn't
Oh,
like him, kicked the shit out of him, threw him out on the lawn, left him there to die.
okay.
And there's so much evidence for that theory and very little against hers, but she's still on trial. The trial's going on right now, and it's on court TV too.
Yeah.
I've heard about this story for a long time. And actually, it was really busted open by a local blogger in Massachusetts. He
Okay.
goes by the name of Turtle Boy. And his name's Aiden Kearney.
Turtle
And
boy.
he's been Turtle Boy ever. He used to have a knockoff Barstool type of website, which was like Turtle Boy Sports, where he did a lot of local stuff in like Central Mass, where I
Turtle
grew up.
boy.
What's
Okay.
funny is I know him. I went to college with him, and I worked with him in college, and he was nothing like he is now. Now he's this brash, like journalist and go getter. He was the most timid, laid back kid in college ever. Like it
So
was just so funny.
bizarre.
So, and he busted this thing wide open and started pushing the free Karen Reed case, which and he's got everything. Like, and he went to jail for 3 months for witness intimidation. Supposedly, he was knocking on
Really?
people's doors and all that. Yeah, you got to look it up. It's a really interesting case. I think that he was beat up by the other cops, and they're all conspiring to cover it up because they're all taking care of themselves. This big family.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I feel. But that's interesting to watch. So, okay, couple of main things I've seen that we should talk about. One is, did you see Quiet on the Set?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What did you think about it?
Well, okay. So I will start off by saying that I was at an age that I did not watch any of those Nickelodeon shows. I have no like nostalgic tie to any of those Nickelodeon shows.
I didn't know it either. Like the Amanda Bynes time, I didn't know that time.
Didn't know that.
I was Nickelodeon, like probably like you with was it Mark Summers and
Double Dare and
okay.
I mean, I saw a little bit of like Salute Your Shorts and the that kind of time frame, but like they're talking about the Drake and Josh or whatever. I don't fucking know.
I don't know who that was either.
Yeah. I don't know any of that, but
supposedly they were huge.
Supposedly, I don't know. But what I will say is, when you do see the clips that they do show from those shows of these kids doing stuff, yeah, there were adults that were taking advantage of kids to do sexually suggestive jokes at their expense. That was fucked up.
Sure.
Also, I would say that the fact that Nickelodeon, Paramount, whatever the parent company was at the time, and then obviously Disney, because they hired the one dude to work on The Sweet Life of Cody and whatever the fuck. I'm shocked that they're not doing background checks to screen out, like, I don't know, guys on sex offender registries and like, deviants and shit like that. Like, I get it if somebody's never been arrested and whatever, but like some of these dudes had already been arrested and like they were known, and yet they're still working with kids, and that's messed up.
They were enforcing child labor laws and skirting those to they can work a little bit later, but not worrying about who are these adults working with these kids,
right? I mean, so no, utter and complete breakdown of a system that you think should be protecting these child actors and
they
performers.
Produce content for kids.
I
mean, it's crazy. Look, I think too, like, what is wrong with these parents? Now, I've never been in that situation, so I can't say for sure, but I also want to be like, why are you letting your kids like go late night and sleep over a producer's house?
I was gonna say,
stop it.
I'm not criticizing the parents for letting their children become performers and actors, because I think it's the same. I think it's the same thing as like you're talking about your child playing sports. You embrace and you foster the interest that the child has. But yes, to your point, why in the hell is this kid Drake or whatever the hell spending his nights over at his like acting coach's house and that
Doesn't
kind
make
of
any
like
sense.
and I get it. It's like, oh well, it's a lot of driving. Fuck you, you're a parent. Get behind the
Yeah, I
wheel and
forgot
drive
about
it.
that part. I forgot about that. I almost lost my shit at the TV. I'm like,
Yeah,
driving? You're
yeah,
worried about the
yeah. You're
driving?
worrying about the drive.
Oh,
That
save
was the
on
part.
gas.
Yeah, you'll save. It'll be fine. No big deal, dude. Drive it. Be a parent and drive it. You
You know
know?
what it tells me though? And this is where I put the blame on the parents is, or why I put the blame on the parents, be like, you're the idiot that let this happen, is because they are the ones that were starstruck and money struck and saw a gold mine ahead of them. And if
Yeah.
they took the kid away from what the producers and all these people wanted them to do,
Oh, they
they
won't
would
get
get a
any more
black. They won't get
roles.
a role. They
Yeah.
won't get this. That's what it was. So to tell me that I didn't want to drive, I completely forgot about that. I didn't want to drive that far and that late. I'm sorry. If my kid is, going back to sports, if he's at a late practice and it's 11 o'clock at night and it's a 20-minute drive for me to get there, I'm going there
Yep.
to pick him up.
Exactly.
He's not sleeping at his coach's
You know,
house.
and the sad part is there were parents that were involved.
Mm-hmm.
Drake's dad, he was involved. He ended up getting pushed to the sideline because he was basically saying this is messed up, and
Yeah, he called it out.
they were worried about roles and future. About to your point,
Yeah.
So he got pushed to the side, and that's some bullshit. The one kid's mom, I'm gonna, I don't remember her name in the
I don't remember
descriptive
much.
that
Yeah.
the black lady. You know who I'm talking about. They reunite. Did you watch the episode where they like reunited on the show
Yeah,
and
there was
all that?
something,
Yeah,
and I watched it a while
but
ago, but I do
but
remember the black lady.
she was calling them out too. She was like, "This isn't right," and
Yep.
everything. And, so it's yeah, I don't know.
Here's
It's
what
messed
happened
up.
with that
And the
episode.
fact that they had the token kids, it's like an all white cast with one black boy and one black girl,
And
and
that's how every show
whatever.
went
And
from, here on out.
yeah, it's like that's not right either.
No.
I'm not saying that
But
you have to like have a quota, but like have the right kid. Find kids
sure.
that work well together. Who
Sure.
cares what they are? But I
Just
don't know.
make a
Anyway,
product that kids are gonna like.
yes.
Now it's over inclusive with weird shit.
Well, that yeah.
Another show. But here's the thing about that documentary I didn't like is it didn't know where it wanted to go. It didn't know what it was.
I will give you that too,
It
because
didn't.
I thought it was very focused on that one producer that like
Yes.
did everything, but then it's like all this other shit
It went
happened, and it was like,
everywhere. It didn't know where it wanted to go at all. It
yeah,
was Amanda Bynes. I thought Amanda Bynes was going to be this huge thing about it. I want to know more about how she fucked up her life. I want to know
well,
more
she
how
did
that
fuck up
screwed up.
her
Yeah, I
life.
know.
Yeah,
I know. That's what I mean. But I want to know from
yeah.
Nickelodeon to now what went down. And then, but there was nothing there. And
Yeah.
did you see Mark Summers afterwards? He said he kind
Oh
of got
yeah.
bait and switched on this.
Yeah, he thought it was just going to be
Yeah.
a documentary about Nickelodeon, and
Yep.
then when they started asking, he's like, "I don't want to do this anymore." So
Mm.
that's why they only had that very small clip of him
Because he was only there
reacting
for
to that
5 minutes.
Ariana Grande thing in the very beginning of that first episode. Yeah. So
that's just crazy. Like I said, they didn't know where they were going with it. So that was my
yeah,
whole thing. Like you didn't know what you wanted it to be, and it kind of flew all over the place. Just by the end, I was like, just end it. Like I don't want to watch this anymore.
yeah, it was more it started off to where I was like, okay, I'm interested, but I will say by the last episode, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this is just unsettling. It's just disturbing, and I'm over it,
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I did watch it. I did watch it.
One show we don't have to go into it that I will recommend. I'm a huge Conan O'Brien fan, so Conan O'Brien Must Go.
Okay.
And it's on HBO. It's 4 episodes, and the premise behind it is it's pretty cool. So he has his podcast, right? Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, but on Thursdays he interviews a fan, zooms in. So Conan
Okay.
O'Brien needs a fan. So he talks to people from all over the world, and what he did was they took 4 of them, actually a couple more, but from 4 different countries, and he went and surprised them and visited the country and brought them around with them. Like
Oh,
he just
nice.
knocked on the dude's door, was like, "Hey, I'm here," and then just
Yeah.
hung out with them. It was really good, and it was funny.
Okay.
I think Conan's good. So he's in, I think he was in Switzerland, Ireland, and I forget where else, but it was really good. It was
Okay.
cool. But
Okay.
the last one, and I think you and I both are going to go off on it, is a
Go
Curious
ahead.
Case of Natalia Grace.
Yes, I have watched that show before,
Finally got to it.
and it's been a minute since I've talked about it on the show, but we could circle back to this.
Roller coaster to start.
Is that not the most fucked up, bizarre case? For anybody who hasn't watched it, it's on HBO. There's 2 seasons. It's called The Curious Case of Natalia Grace, and I don't even know how to describe it, because the elevator pitch that I would say is that a family from Indiana adopts what they think is a young girl, but then they start to question whether or not it's a young girl or
Like a
a
20 young
young
20s
a
adult.
20-year-old woman, because she does have dwarfism, and so so there's some medical things that make that make it feasible that this potentially young girl could be a 20 something, but
Yeah,
then it becomes a question whether or not she is that age, what age is
right.
she, and then it's all the fucked up shit the family does to her, and I mean, the courts get involved and make it even muddier. And I'm telling you, man, it's a fucked up case.
Well, when I say it's a roll, the reason I say it's a roller coaster is like, okay, this girl she's a orphan that's been kicked around from Ukraine, dwarfism, medical issues, etc. And
Uh huh.
then this couple and family adopt her from another family in America that had her. And they just meet at some random place and they called it a private adoption and all this stuff.
Uh
And then
huh.
she just went home with them. And then from there on out, they're like, oh, she's not a child. She's got to be an adult and faking.
Yeah.
And they're like, look at her face and look at that. But she had a Ukrainian birth certificate
Uh huh.
that said she was 6. They didn't believe it. So
Yeah.
they ended up getting her re-aged because
Yeah.
they were sick of her saying that she had knives. She was hiding knives and was going to kill them. And they had her re-aged at the age of 8 or 9 to age 22. And they put her in a freaking apartment by herself. They
By
just
the way,
moved her out.
I'm
Yeah, you're
I'm
in the
pretty
final
much in
third.
the final third, and I will say the pepper on the retro kicks up a lot, and I will say the body of the cigar also kicks up quite a bit. It definitely becomes more of a medium. It goes from that medium,
Mm-hmm.
that light medium that I said it was in the beginning. It definitely becomes more of the straight medium
Mm-hmm.
as you get towards the
Kind of
finale of the
balance, right?
cigar.
Between the
Yeah,
beginning and
exactly.
end and just comes to the middle. Yeah.
For sure, for
Um,
sure. Yes. So, and did you pick up on the thing how 22 was a very important age,
yep.
because in the state of Indiana, as adopted parents, they were on the hook financially for her until the age of 22.
Problem. She was
Uh-huh.
disabled, which means they are responsible for her entire life.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't know that. So they fucked up. And yeah, while she's an adult, she's still their responsibility because
Yep.
of the disability. So yeah,
Well,
normal, like someone without a disability, 22, done.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Because like, why would
But
you make
yeah,
an 8-year-old
I
22?
mean, and I'm sorry, it was so fucking sad seeing her in that apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and the seeing the stairs she had to climb, and she couldn't fucking climb stairs,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just everything,
The
and
mom was a C. The
the
dad was
mom
a
was a
fucking
horrible
lunatic.
person. The dad is the most like dramatic attention hound
Uh
you can
huh.
ever freaking find, driving
It's
around in his fucking
the
sports
worst.
car,
And his yeah, I don't know what he had, but it was a little white convertible.
and his damn outfits, especially in season 2,
Yeah.
when he shows up and he's like talking to her, and he's got the baseball hat kind of sideways, and he's sitting there
Backwards.
like,
He's got a
like,
penguin on his shirt or
and
some
he's fuck
shit.
yeah, and he's like looking all like making all the weird faces and being all like whatever. And oh, and my god, when he was dramatically reenacting the time that he says that his wife was on the floor like
Beating
punching
her. Mm-hmm.
Natalia Grace, and he like gets on the floor and he like simulates it. I'm like, what in
And
the
he hurts his
hell
hand.
are you
Yeah.
doing?
He's psychotic. Dude, did you notice every time he would talk, so they would ask him a question. They'd be like, or she would ask him, like, why did you
Yeah.
adopt me? And he would, every time he bullshitted, he would close his eyes that's just, yeah, isn't that a great question? Oh,
Yeah.
there's just not a straight answer. There's just, I don't
Yeah.
know if we have time for that answer. And then he would deflect and then leave. And how about the first time they tried to, they tried to get them together after all these years, they sat down.
Uh-huh.
And so this girl was adopted by a family that's very Christian focused.
Yes. So after she left
that was
the
crazy.
abusive family,
Right.
this other, which
they
she
make
met them at a fucking Dollar General.
right. And
which
they make you think they took her in to steal her money.
That's how I took it in that first season. I'm thinking this family's just a bunch of people that are taking advantage of her and getting all of her money and whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
And then it come to find out in the second season, it's this like big Christian family, and he's
like a pastor.
He's like a pastor, and they're super nice people, and whatever else, and she's being treated well. So it's like, okay, things are doing better for her.
Yeah, yeah. It's so, in the fact that, like, what did he say in the interview? Because the dad, now the pastor's in the interview, like behind the camera, and the guy's lawyer's there as well. Excuse me. And he says, what did the guy Michael? What did he say? He's like, oh, hell. He said hell. He goes, oh yeah, we went through a living hell. And then the dad steps in with like, we're gonna ask that you keep this clean. And
yeah, don't swear, dude. Don't swear.
You know, that lawyer was also kind of he's a good lawyer.
Yeah,
but representing.
No, he is a good lawyer, but he's a shark. You could tell he was a bulldog.
And when he called out that guy like that, he's like, I'm not asking you to be any less of a Christian than you are. Just like you're not going to ask him to be less of any of the type of person he is. So
yeah.
And then when he lost his mind, he's like, I tried, and he left. But that case, that whole thing is insane. I highly recommend people watch it. It's it's bananas, and that guy is entertaining and pisses you off at the same time.
Oh no, I mean, I'm furious at him the whole time.
He's a piece of shit.
You know what, dude? He is. And you know what's so weird is like that all took place and is taking place in Noblesville, Indiana.
Yeah.
Which is, I think it's Noblesville, right? Yeah.
Close to you.
Dude, it's like maybe 10-15 minutes at most from like my dad's area.
That's funny.
So like I've gone to the movie theater there. Like I've gone up shopping in like that area and shit. Like I know exactly where that is. So like crazy. When I'm seeing like this is on this, I'm like looking at a Google map. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, there's the Hamilton Town Center, and there's this and there's that. And it's like, oh my god, this is so bizarre. But yeah.
Well, I kind of took control of the segment as far as what's. I know you, but you're on every day. Like saying, I'll be honest. What you got.
I'll be honest, I don't have a whole lot because, this has been an extraordinarily busy week for me. Yeah. So I honestly haven't really sat and watched anything. Now that I think about it, so
it's all right. You give a rundown every twice a week. So
twice a week,
done plenty.
Which,
I wouldn't have had all this stuff if it was twice a week. Shit.
No, I mean, shit. You had 3 months to prepare.
You know what I did watch? I'll tell you. I'll throw this in there. I did watch that movie Shakes the Clown. I finally sat down and watched it.
Talked about, yeah.
Yeah, I finally watched it with Bobcat. Yeah. I watched that about a month ago, maybe a couple weeks ago. It's got what's his face in it? Adam Sandler's in it. Yeah, there's like this bunch of names that you see pop up from way back in the day. It is an interesting take on the situation. I definitely saw that it wasn't a movie trying to be a comedy. It was a comedy wrapped in like this guy's insane lifestyle and like what they go through and alcoholism and all that kind of stuff. So it's I'm not gonna say you need to watch it, but I mean, you got if you got time and you want to throw it on, go ahead.
Did you watch Unfrosted?
No, I haven't watched it yet, but I have listened to 1.5 interviews from it so far. I heard Jim Gaffigan's interview, and I'm halfway through Seinfeld's on the podcast Fly on the Wall. Yeah, that's a good podcast with David Spade and Dana Carvey.
Yeah.
They started it off as like a SNL alum sort of like recap, like, but it's blown up into like other guests,
all kinds of stuff.
And Seinfeld's on it. In the first half of it so far, I mean, I just love Seinfeld. I don't know, like he drives me nuts sometimes. It's almost like he's too cool for you. You know,
Yeah.
like he's too cool for anybody. Um, but he's a genius at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like he's a
Yeah.
comedic genius. I love the work he does and how the process goes, but it's just he comes off like his shit don't stink.
Yeah.
You know, like what
I
I'm
can
doing
see
is the
that.
right way. But I don't know. I'll still listen to him, but it's interesting. No, but I
Um,
haven't seen it. Is it any good? Because I've heard not so good things.
Here's the thing. If you're going in looking for like an Oppenheimer or like a straight
Mm-mm,
historical kind of picture, you're going to be way disappointed.
mm-mm. I
This
would never
is
expect that.
this is the most ludicrous, ridiculous, fucking off the wall, borderline Looney Tune version of how you get a Pop Tart created. You have Chef Boyardee running around with, Jack LaLanne
That's funny.
and
Who plays
fucking,
Jack LaLanne?
I feel like that was that James Marsden guy, but I need
Okay.
to look that up. But like
Okay.
you've got fucking Peter Dinklage as the guy in charge of the milkmen, and the milkmen are pissed off at Kellogg's because they're developing this breakfast thing that doesn't need milk. And so like the milk mafia is out to get Jerry Seinfeld and Jim Gaffigan and
Maybe it
everybody.
is funny.
You have fucking JFK played by Bill Burr,
I knew that. Yeah.
who's pissed off at the at Post because Post ended up having to go to the Russians to fucking get sugar because Kellogg's went down and got the sugar, like bought up all the sugar from the fucking like, the cartel. And so like they couldn't put sugar in their cereal at Post, so they had to go to the Russians to get Cuban sugar. And like Khrushchev is played by the fucking dude who was the brother-in-law in Breaking Bad. And I mean, dude, it's so bizarrely off the wall. It's entertaining as
That I
fuck.
might enjoy it. Right. I might
I
actually
mean,
enjoy it.
just I'm telling you, get your iPad, get your computer, go
Yeah.
outside, set it up, fire up a cigar, and just sit and watch it.
Fire up a
And
fucking good cigar.
fucking good cigar. I did, or no?
Yeah. One
Did
of
I with that
these.
movie? No, I think I actually just concentrated on the cigar with that one. I'm trying to remember what I smoked when I watched that. But I'm telling you, it was an entertaining movie. I dug it. I liked it. Um, you know,
Okay.
yeah, it was fun. I liked it.
I don't go into like anything. And here's my other thing with Seinfeld in the past, he has said he hates film
Yeah.
compared to television. So, like television, and he's specifically said, if I'm not mistaken, that with TV, you have a script and you can rewrite and just do it as you go through the week of filming, where
Yeah.
film is not that way, really. Like it is what it is.
It's a little more
Um,
stable. Yeah.
but I did hear on with Gaffigan's interview saying that it was treated more like because Jerry was a director and writer
Yeah.
of all this, so it was more of a okay, let's rewrite this on the fly to get the funniest joke and funniest line possible every scene.
Yeah.
So I think I may enjoy that a little bit more. So I'll give it a shot. I mean, I'm only saying I've heard it wasn't very good. I'm still
Yeah.
gonna
No,
watch it.
I don't think the reviews have been great, but like, I'm just saying, personal opinion, I thought it was funny. I liked it. And you know what? I am not a Melissa McCarthy person. I didn't realize she was in it. I don't know why. I didn't really know a lot about this movie going in. I'd only,
Probably because she dropped 150
Ed's
pounds.
Ed Sullivan, like,
You
is
watch it
that
like
one?
5 a.m.
It wasn't 5 a.m.
He said he watched it like first thing in the morning.
Oh, he did. I watched
Yeah.
it. I watched it that Friday night, but
Oh,
but
busy
no,
dating life.
no, that's why I watched it Friday night by myself sitting under the carport. But
No more lady friends on a Friday.
no lady friends on a Friday. But what the fuck was that? No, but she didn't bother me. She didn't piss me off. I don't really like her all that much, but she didn't bother me. So
That's because she did your precious Ghostbusters movie. You didn't like that.
I
You
didn't
don't like
care
the
for that
remake.
one.
Yeah.
I thought that the ladies weren't bad, but the story was if you look at that movie, it's the
Yeah.
original Ghostbusters just rewritten. Like it was same fucking it was a retread. It was bad. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
So no, I don't care for her because, and oh God, here we go.
Uh-oh.
How do I say this? She is a female. She come at least early on. I felt like she came across
The
as a
views of this opinion does not reflect the opinion of My Monthly Cigars or Fahking Good Coffee.
I feel like she came across as a female version of Chris Farley, and that was off-putting to me.
I can't see it. I can't see that.
The kind of like blue gross humor, the like I'm fat and so I do things, it's funny, and you know whatever. I got the kind of like I got that impression, and I didn't. She just never came across as funny to me, but she has done some things that I'm like, okay, you know what? I liked her in that. She was okay in that, but I think I dislike her in more things than I like her in. But she was good in Unfrosted.
Speaking of Farley, did you know they're doing a Farley movie?
I heard something about that. I don't really know.
I forget who was gonna. The only place I know the guy from that I think is playing Farley is from Cobra Kai and from a skit in I Think You Should Leave. Okay, that's it. So, and if it's him, it's pretty close. That's not going to be an easy task. I'm already skeptical because there's only one Farley. There's only one.
There is
guy like that ever. And
I honestly, if I were him, I wouldn't want to touch it.
I wouldn't. It's a career ender if you blow it.
If you blow it,
you either done. Nail it and you can't get it in the middle. You win tremendously or you lose.
There's so much love for that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna ever do it right. I am at the end of this Fahking Good cigar, and it was a fucking good experience. Good. I dug it.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm in the final third.
Okay.
So that was the Villiger report.
That was the Villiger report.
Nice.
And so anyway, now we can do this. This would normally be the time that I give some information about My Monthly Cigars, but I've hired that out this week. So take it away.
My Monthly Cigars is a premium cigar subscription service. It comes in a variety of different size boxes at affordable prices. Use offer code PULPIT and get free shipping on your first box and 20% off any items in the online store at mymonthlycigars.com.
That's offer code PULPIT. Thanks. And guys, if you're listening to this on Friday when it releases, today's the day. Head on over to mymonthlycigars.com and pick up some fucking good cigars.
Look at this smokestack.
I know.
Look at the amount of smoke coming from this.
It does produce a lot of smoke. I mean, it's a dude. It checks all the boxes. I dig it.
Yeah,
it's a good. cigar.
Do you agree that when I say if the performance of it is straight through, there's no issues like?
No, I had no issues.
Yeah,
no issues. Even with a little bit of wind. The burn line.
This is my burn line at the end.
Yeah, the burn line holds nice and even. The ash holds on. The draw was perfect all the way through. Smoke production was great. I have no issues whatsoever with it. The pepper does pick up not just from the retrohale, but also it does become more prevalent on the smoking experience itself as you get near the end of it. By the final third, it is definitely a nice medium-bodied cigar. But no, it's solid, man. It's great. It's really great.
Cool. Yeah, I think I got a lot when I was tasting these or testing them, taste testing. We're doing both. I got a lot of like my flavor notes I wrote down because we are learning a lot from doing that with Dave's stuff, and I think I picked up quite a bit. It's got a buttery finish. It's very smooth. There's the pepper on the retro and at the end, towards the end.
Yep.
If you want, I will be posting it soon on the site. Only people on the email list have seen this, but Luke, My Sticks 35 millimeter, did a special review for it.
There you go.
And he wrote a lot. So if you want to see that, keep an eye out because he nails it, and he really loved the cigar. He praised it. He messaged me multiple times saying, "Dude, you have something really, really good on your hands." He goes, almost like he was shocked, like because with something like this, I get it. We talked about it before. I just don't want to grab a pile of dog turds and put a band on it.
Well, we've seen that before.
It's happened.
Other people, other
It's
places.
happened.
It's happened, but and it's not uncommon at times. But
Nope.
no, this is a really great product, and you should be proud that you're putting your name on it. So
Appreciate it. Thank you.
It's a great cigar.
Thank you.
In terms of socials, I'm available on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. Also on Facebook, where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group. You're going to want to get in on that. Twitter/X and YouTube, where you can watch this. And then, guys, there are, last I looked, there were 5 spots. I haven't checked since then. So I'm going to say that there's 5 or less spots available left for Pulpit Fest 2024 down in Palm Coast, Florida at the Ashenale. It's coming up on August 23rd through the 25th. So if you're going to be attending, we do need you to sign up on Eventbrite, BRITE, eventbrite.com, and get your ticket reserved. It's a complimentary ticket. We need it for headcount purposes, for goodie bags and all that fun stuff and everything. But yeah, come on down. It'll be fun. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a nice expected turnout so far on the parishioners.
It's coming together really, really well. And also, on the flip side of that, just the manufacturer support has been really nice too. So, it's definitely coming together in a really positive direction.
Awesome, because I know we've kind of talked about it on the side too. Visions of what you wanted to make it, and I think this is a good first step. This is a good first step.
It is, and this is kind of a nice proof of concept. Kind of like, okay, can we do this and see where it goes? And I think it can definitely go places.
Sure, so I like the aspect that yearly having it somewhere else. Have different lounges. People need to see what's out there. No, nothing against Ken. I'm sure he's got an awesome lounge down there, and
he does
great. And it's awesome that he's hosting this and allowing this to happen. And I think you see what benefit it brings him. He's gonna crush the register that weekend.
Well, and the thing is, that's a slow period of time for him, which it's not something most people consider. Everybody thinks, the wintertime is slow for cigar shops. But for Florida, the dead of summer is the slow time because it's so damn hot outside, So it's kind of an interesting issue that I didn't consider. But yeah, so no, this helps him out in a slow time. And, everybody, if this goes as well as I think it's going to go, everybody's going to win, and that's the best possible outcome, for this, is that the parishioners that show up have a good time and walk away with a lot of great stuff. Ken, gets to make a decent amount of money over the course of that weekend in a time that normally was slow. And, I get to have a really nice, fun party.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It sounds great. Yep. I'm still trying to lock in my plans for that weekend, so I'm hoping I can make it. Trying to make it a thing. Yeah, I know I should. I should do a lot of things.
You should.
I know what I am going to make. And you and we didn't talk about it at all, but we be going to the Cigar Expo, New England Cigar Expo.
We'll both be at the New England Cigar Expo.
I'm looking right now at their website. It looks like I see Saturday tickets and Friday tickets. I don't see anything else available. So they must have sold out.
They must have stopped with the 2-day. No,
2-day pass right here.
They should have if they had Friday tickets, then they would have 2-day tickets.
It looks like there are some VIPs. Oh no, out of stock. VIP is out of stock.
Okay.
Just so you know. And then they do have some. Oh, yep, they do have some 2-day passes left.
So yeah. So if anybody's listening to this and you haven't jumped on board that train yet, I mean,
I went last year.
Shit, man, it's gonna be a hell of a party, and the ticket price is, it's a ticket. It's not a necessarily.
Don't look at it as a ticket.
It's not a cheap day, but like at the end of the day, look at it that you're basically buying like 2 fucking boxes of cigars if you're buying the 2-day pass.
Yep.
Look at it like you're getting 2 boxes of cigars for the price of that, because you're getting 39 cigars out of the deal. Yep. And let's put it this way too. You and I both know that if you do the 2-day pass, what's going to happen? You're going to get your 39 cigars for the weekend. But when you're sitting there at the dinner, whatever manufacturer you're sitting at the table with, he's going to have a cigar to pass around at the table as well. So that's another bonus cigar that you're going to get that isn't even listed there. And they're going to do that just because they do that,
Yeah. Last year, the inaugural was great. I mean, it was a blast. I highly recommend going. Don't look at it as a huge amount of the ticket. Like you said, you're buying 2 boxes of cigars, you're buying a meal.
Yeah.
And then you're buying your entryway into this, right? Yeah, it was real good last year. I mean, the cows are right there on the farm. So it's fresh.
You can go drive a nail into their brain right there.
Do it. And so it's good food.
That part. Yeah.
And you know what? And like you said, I mean, last year it was 38 cigars. I mean, I probably came home with, I would say maybe I was there for the 2 days. I would say I came home with probably 31, 32 because of what you just said. You've got other people all around you for most of the day. And I don't know if it's because of, we're in the industry or whatever. We know these guys already, but I've got a ton of samples, and that's what they're going to do. And Dave nailed it the other day. He said, these guys are coming in with their good stuff. They're not coming in with their shit sticks. They're not coming in with the bottom of the barrel stuff that, the short filler from the floor, puros and all that stuff. They are coming in with the good stuff. And we got all the good stuff last year, and Dave doesn't skimp out on things. So if you have a chance to get a 2-day ticket, it looks like there's some available. I highly recommend it.
It'll be a good time. So,
yep. And if you get that, I'll throw this in for Dave. You'll get a ticket to the Cigar Pulpit Fest for free.
Huh?
If you get one of these, if you buy a 2-day pass, you can get a pass for the Pulpit Fest for free.
I mean, technically.
My God, he doesn't get it. This went way over your head.
They just have to.
It's free anyway.
Yeah. Well, I know. I would say they just have to actually pounce on it. I'm thinking well, that's what I'm sitting here. I'm thinking
I know you're not understanding.
They are free. I don't know why you're
I know.
Okay. Yeah.
All the best jokes need to be explained.
Anyway. Well, where can people follow you?
MyMonthlyCigars.com, especially at 10 a.m. today, Friday, May 10th, where you will be able to purchase this Fahking Good Cigar. And there will be a banner at the top of the page that will take you to it. If you are on the email list already, you will have received an email right when they go live. So you'll be able to go to the website and purchase them. Keep in mind, there are a limit of 2 per person, just because there are very limited numbers available. So there's under 100 total of these left.
There you go.
So grab that, and then while you're over there, throw a bag or 2 of Fahking Good coffee in there. You can grab that. Grab some Lounge Blend. That's the other thing I didn't really talk about with this is I had this cigar with unlimited numbers of cups of coffee, just to make sure. Now the lounge coffee I knew would go because it goes with every cigar. I wasn't worried about that, and it did. It nailed it perfectly. But I mean, every other cup of coffee I had was just, it paired so well. So I highly recommend grab yourself a bag of lounge coffee while you're there. Get a bundle, sit back, and even if you just get the 4-packs, 4-packs good, right? Because you get 1 for yourself to start trying it, 2 to really dive into it, and then the 3rd and 4th, have it with a friend. Let them know so they go buy some. Hopefully quicker, because I don't know. Hopefully we'll see how long these last.
They may not be around that long. So
fingers crossed. But here's the thing: if this, you mentioned the word proof of concept earlier for a cigar, Pulpit Fest. In a way, this is kind of proof of concept for me. If this goes down the shitter, okay, maybe it's not something I get into, and that's fine. And that's fine. But I have ideas for other stuff that I would love to do. And if this becomes a success, already having worked with someone as gracious as Dave, it's just, I feel like we could do a lot of really, really good cigars. And this would be a great gateway for you guys to get some awesome cigars that you normally wouldn't get, some nice limited edition stuff. So let's help make this, hopefully make this an annual thing for the Fahking Good Cigar. And this is 2024. And as you like to say, the inaugural.
Exactly. It's not the first annual.
hopefully we can do it, because I would love to do it. So
there you go.
But then Fahking Good Coffee, obviously you can catch me there. But just go to mymonthlycigars.com at 10 o'clock and buy these.
Sounds good.
Or don't and regret it. Be a fool.
Don't be a fucking
idiot.
Don't be a fucking idiot. Well, very cool. Well, Nick, I really did enjoy the cigar. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day.
Thanks. I'm glad to be back. I hope the parishioners are well. And I would also like to wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day.
Yes, happy Mother's Day to everybody. That would be good. That's good. Well, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
I am the guy that is producing a fucking good cigar. I think. Everybody, I don't know.
Stay safe and stay smoky.
Am I Natalia Grace? I'm 55? Or am I 12? So awkward. Like, what do you do right now?
You're not fucking 55.
No, I'm like giving it. No, I'm not 55. God damn.
I'm like, what the hell are you saying?
No, I'm using the Natalia Grace thing. Like, they don't know.
I know. Oh my god.
That's why I said, or am I 12?
So, they're all like, she's got pubic hair, and it's like,
oh, that was the worst part. Like, what?
Yeah.
How? Yeah. What are you talking about? I was like, what? Ukraine? Like, is that like? That's what I was like. She's got to be 14.
I agree. When I heard that, I was thinking like, okay, well, maybe.
But is that made up because the two people that were together are so psycho that they started this storyline to get rid of her?
You don't even know what's true. You just don't even know what's true.
I don't believe anything that guy said.
No.
The way like this, like the face.
There's some people that just deserve to be taken out in the street and beaten within an inch of their life with a baseball bat, and that guy is definitely one of them.
Give him the casino treatment with Pesci and his brother in the cornfields.
Right there you go. Later, guys.
See ya.